What is going on, party people? It is time for the T3 Q&A Saturday live stream, baby. Let me turn on the chats so I can see everyone. What's going on? We missed a couple weeks because of just some family things and just weird scheduling, but I'm happy to be back because, again, this is probably my favorite part about the channel are these Saturday live streams, these Q&As. Let's see who has joined. Dean, Certified T3 Bot. Mike Kalustian, Certified T3 Bot. Bryson Haggard, Certified T3 Bot and moderator, so be on your best behavior. Cat Daddy. William Rizzo. Watch this guy. Watch this guy. Trent, John, owner, Certified T3 Bot. Green Boy says, good morning. Steve says, what's up, my friends? So, yeah, what's been going on? The past 2 weekends, I haven't seen you guys, but don't worry. You know, I've still been making all the content for you. So, I'm not totally out of the loop, but I hope you guys have been having a great weekend. Let me see. Naveen says, do you know any brand named New Time watches? Never heard of them. Never heard of them. Jeffrey says, hi, Jory. Jeffrey Wommans. Vince Goodrum is here, Certified T3 Bot. Klaus Searsma says, hi, Jory. Vince Goodrum, Certified T3 Bot, asks, what have you guys been up to lately? Emma says, hi from Sheffield, UK. Do Cartier generally hold value well? No. Cartier notoriously tanks. See what I did there? Cartier tank. Cartier does very poorly on the secondhand market. They do very, very badly when it comes to value retention. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy one because I own one. What it does mean is you should probably purchase one secondhand. Yeah, the Cartier tank holds value terribly. Holds value absolutely terribly. I know because I own one. Try not to buy one of these things new. Purchase them secondhand. Watch This Guy is now officially a Certified T3 Bot. If you want to join the channel and become a Certified T3 Bot, then please consider clicking that join button next to the subscribe button. Again, it's like YouTube's Patreon. I film every day here, guys. I'm blessed to say that this is my main squeeze here on YouTube. So the only way this is possible is through my channel members. So $4.99 a month, and you keep me here on YouTube. So thank you to my certified T3 bots. Trent Morris says, is it important to match strap hardware to watch case? It's up to you, man. There's no rules. I tend to do it just because it's not that difficult to do, but it's not like you're, no, it's not important. Do whatever you'd like. JG says, I thought Connie was your main squeeze. Connie probably wouldn't be with me if it weren't for YouTube, because, let's face it, I'm a Z-list celebrity. I'm just kidding, guys. Jay Anderson says, hey, Jory, miss you, man. Yeah, I missed you guys. It's back to back. I was super duper busy. So I'm so sorry. And it just so happened that, like, my 2 obligations were exactly both Saturday mornings in a row. So it was kind of frustrating, but I knew you guys would understand. Okay, Ahmet says, best handmade leather watch band. I'm not going to show you the watch I'm wearing, but I am wearing a bun strap, handmade by Man Cave Leather made this. But what I was going to say is the 2 people that I recommend are Wrist Candy Watch Club and Man Cave Leather. This is Man Cave Leather, handmade. I absolutely love Man Cave Leather. They don't sponsor me per se, like they're not paying me, but guys, they're like the only leather straps I use. They treat me so well. They make any strap I need. And yeah, shout out to Mikola over at Man Cave Leather. Tell them I sent you because they take such care in their products. And then Wrist Candy Watch Club, they do have some leather straps, but I use them for like the Purlons and the nylon straps and NATOs and things like that. They are a sponsor of me. They do support the channel as well, so we thank them. Avinash says, hi Jordy, great fan. Thank you so much, bro. Mike Kalustian, certified teeth rot, says, I got my man cave leather bund and I've been rocking my Seiko Flightmaster on it all week. You're the man. You have really good taste, and I saw it on the Discord chat. Great strap. Looks very similar to mine. We're at 100 people. Praxidus Lindsay says, what's up from the great state of Texas, the Lone Star State? We got, on my wrist, Orient Defender. Version 1, the original Orient Defender, which is actually the one that I like the most, obviously, because I own it. But I am wearing it on a man cave leather strap. As you can see, a bund strap. I just feel like it works really well on this watch. I don't know why. I really like it. It's not like this is a pilot's watch per se. I absolutely love this watch. I think I paid $143 for the Defender, brand new. It was like $140. No, 140. I think, but it's very difficult to find now, unfortunately. Watch This Guy, certified teeth rot, says, just got a Seiko SRP 87J1. Seems like nobody ever heard about this limited edition Seiko 5. Tim Holton, already getting snow in Minnesota, which makes sense because it's autumn, don't you know? We get snow in the Midwest. Cheers, guys. What are you sipping on? I'm drinking some Sumatra blend, black coffee. I'd rather be camping, Death Valley National Park. Still very hot right now. Patrick Vincent says, heavy fan of yours, thank you. Quick thought on Woolbrook watches. I've never even heard of them, dude. Let's, I guess, take a look. Woolbrook watch. I've never heard of these. They look kind of vintagey. They look interesting. I've never even heard of them, so I can't really recommend them one way or the other. They look like a vintage diver. Looks reasonably sized, excuse me. Six Killer says, what up, Jory? I'm rocking the Vostok Amphibia. Treated says, what's your thoughts on the Sarbo 3.3 tripling in price? I didn't notice that. But if that's the case, bummer. I don't think it did triple in price, though, because if it was around $300, that would mean it would be like... Is it $900? I'm trying to think if I've ever even seen it for that much. If it is honestly $900, then I wouldn't buy that watch. But I don't think it is. Let me see. I had like a brain freeze because I'm trying to think if I've ever even seen it for this amount. Let's take a look, guys, shall we? When I Google it, the first listing that shows up is on Wish for $18, but do not purchase it on Wish. Let's see, shall we? Give me one moment, guys. I can find them for $500 online right now. Yeah, you can find them for $520 right now. Brand new. So I've been able to find them for $520 brand new. I'm sure there are some people taking advantage of the fact that it's like discontinued, but I've been able to find them a little bit cheaper than that. I have not seen them for $900 just yet. Matthew Kent says, love your channel. Thank you for the super chat. He says, what do you think about the Bertucci A5S Illuminated? Well, I don't know if you've seen my Bertucci review. What watch am I talking about? The Sarbo 3.3. Someone said was $900, but I still have yet to see one for that price. A5S Illuminator. Let's take a look. So, does this have a EL? Okay, so it has an EL backlight. That's very interesting. It looks cool. I'm sure it's really tough. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I was very unimpressed with the Bertucci that I reviewed because the indexes were all over, the ticking was all over the place. It was missing every single index, and that bothers me to no end. What's my take on Hublot? You Hublot your money away. Hublot your money away when you purchase a Hublot. Here's why. Around 2011, Hublot made a big deal about in-house movements. In fact, Gato, my editor, was late on this Friday's episode, so I'm going to be uploading it after I live stream, okay? I actually go on this rant about Hublot. Here's the synopsis, okay? Hublot made a huge deal around 2011 about in-house movements, and they were like, oh, we're one of the few people that has a true in-house movement. Turns out it was not a true in-house movement, and it was an ETA. So their Hub 1400 movement that they said was in-house was a blatant ETA movement, okay? And the issue is that no one would have cared if they didn't make a huge deal about it being in-house, but they kind of exposed themselves. So after doing that, after doing so many of these things, making poorly designed, poorly manufactured watches, spending too much time on marketing, not enough on actual watchmaking, people have already written them off as actual watchmakers. So now they have the Unico series of movements that are apparently in-house. But after around that 2011 fiasco of saying the Hub 1400 was in-house, no one really cares about Hublot, and I definitely don't. Big Pizza Pie is here. Big Pizza Pie was actually one of my first subscribers, believe it or not. Before I even had 100 subscribers, Big Pizza Pie was subscribed to me. So I really do appreciate all my longtime viewers as well. Robert Splitfish says, hey, have you got some sellers on eBay and Amazon that one will know that they sell legit G-Shocks and shipping internationally? Hey, have you got some sellers on eBay or Amazon that one will know that they sell G-Shocks? I think you're asking if I know any international sellers on eBay that sell G-Shocks, and I don't know any off the top of my head. I'm also not sure where you live, but if you just Google or go on eBay and look at good reviews, and if the listing says that they ship internationally, then they'll ship internationally. Big Pizza Pie says, hope you and your family are staying safe. Thank you. We have a super chat from Matt B. Says, what do you think of the MTM watches like Spec Ops Falcon? Nice haircut. Thanks, brother. MTM watches, I've seen them before. Let's take a look. So they market themselves as really tactical, high-speed, mil-spec stuff. They have one known as the Silencer. That's a guy holding a knife. I'm not gonna say they're not tough because I don't know anything about them. The first thing that comes to mind is like Bulova Precisionist, which is not a watch that I like particularly. They're also quite expensive, so $1,000 for the Silver Silencer is what they call it. Let's look at the specs. So first of all, these are very big. This is not something that I think an operator would actually wear. I think they'd probably want something not very bulky, but I'm not in the Special Forces community, so I don't know. But let's take a look at the specifications. So the movement is MTM's proprietary 8J85M6 analog digital quartz. So they say it's proprietary. I don't know anything about this movement. I've never even heard of it, but they claim, I guess proprietary, they mean it's an in-house quartz movement. I've never heard of that in my entire life. You have 5 alarms, a 100-meter water resistance rating with a 3-year battery life. So here's my opinion. $1,000 for very underwhelming specs, incredibly underwhelming specs. It is enormous at 44.5 millimeters with a 15.4 millimeter thickness for a quartz watch, and it only has a 100-meter water resistance rating. That's very underwhelming. I do not recommend it. Again, I like their whole, I suppose, support of the Special Forces community. Let me see if they actually have anything to do with them. They're assembled in downtown Los Angeles. They say they're a patriotic American watch company. I appreciate all of this, and believe me, if you support the troops, I thank you dearly. But a lot of money for very underwhelming specifications, because if we're just going to judge it on a watch-to-watch basis, Big Pizza Pie says, that's a big meatball. Bryson Haggard, certified T3 bot and moderator. That fellow there is a moderator as well. Says, have you seen Steinhardt's knockoff of vintage Daytonas? 18 millimeters thick. What are they doing? I don't think they've ever made a Daytona that is 18 millimeters thick. Mike Calustion, certified T3 bot, says, Jory, do you have an opinion on the G-Shock GBX? Oh, the G-Glide. These are, let me see. Let's take a look before I open my big mouth. These are marketed to surfers. They look really cool. It kind of looks like a more competent, more capable DW5600. If you guys know me, you know that I love the DW5600 because I think it's kind of the classic G-Shock shape. But these are also a bit more expensive than just the classic DW5600. Let's see how much they cost right now. Not that much more expensive though. You can find them online for $160. I think they're pretty dang cool. You can get it in this really cool aqua color. Yeah, I don't hate it. Vladimir says, a Vostok? Not a big Vostok guy, dude. Wrong channel. What do you mind about wait lists? I mean, if you want a watch really badly and you're put on a wait list, then I suppose, yeah, it's frustrating to be put on a wait list. But, I mean, how badly do you want the watch? Do you know what I mean? This is Taco. Says, you've sold a lot of your watches recently. Are you planning on buying a new car or something, a 911 perhaps? I haven't sold a lot of my watches. I sell watches, guys. I sell watches. Most of the watches I sell are not in my personal collection, so don't worry. But yes, I'm going to buy a 911. Christopher Lask says, if you had to pick one field watch, what would it be? You know, I'm wearing my Orient Defender right now, and I absolutely love it. But the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical is also kind of like the quintessential field watch. The Boulder Expedition is one of the most competent field watches ever. Period. But here's the pick, okay? The Hamilton 9721 RAF limited edition LL Bean Dial. And here's why. It's the first field watch I ever owned. It's the first automatic watch I ever owned. Isn't Hamilton Khaki overrated? I don't think so. I think Hamilton, they have a huge history, especially amongst American watch collectors. But when we're talking about the quintessential hack watch, the watch that many of our GIs wore in World War II and Vietnam and all up to till today, I think that it's absolutely not overrated. Here's what I will say. I wish they gave the Hamilton, or at least one version of the Hamilton Khaki Field Watch, a threaded crown. If they gave it a threaded crown and a 100-meter water resistance rating, I would be just incredibly happy. Incredibly, incredibly happy. Barkin Jack says, Hamilton Khaki, totally not overrated. Oh wait, excuse me. Hamilton Khaki, totally not overrated. I've just got one and it's awesome. I gave him a very posh accent. Adrian, what is going on, brother? If you don't know, Now you know you gotta go subscribe to Barkin' Jack and tell him I sent you. He's the man. Hope you don't mind. I'm kind of copying him right now by drinking coffee, having a cuppa, and discussing watches. Hope you don't mind. Oh! Pinky's out. Pinky's out. A proper cuppa. We love Barkin' Jack here. Go ahead, subscribe to him. Tell him I said hello. He has some great watch straps as well. Check out the watch straps. Go ahead. Sell them out, people. Buy out his shop. Buy all his straps. Make him have to restock. Support him. Because when one of us does well, we all do well. So support the people that support me. Barkin' Jack supports me. Go ahead and support him. If you're part of the T3 Army, go help him out as well. Six Killer says, a true gent with the pinky out. Carlos says he's already a subscriber. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, Barkin' Jack has a check next to his name. I haven't done that process yet. You have to like go to the YouTube, you have to go through YouTube and you click a link or something and you have to ask for the check mark. Thanks for reminding me, Adrian. I gotta go do that so I can look as professional as you. Dustin L says, basic question, where to place a watch on your wrist, above or below the bone, just a matter of taste? Well, the easy answer is that yes, it's a matter of taste. But if you're asking how I wear it under the bone. So people have, I don't know if you can see it right now, but there's like your wrist bone. I guess it's the end of your, what is this? Your ulna, probably, like right below your carpals. But there's a bone right here. And some people like to wear their watches above it, like really high up on their wrist. Some people love to wear it up high. I don't like the feeling of that because that bone like digs into the back of the watch case. You know what I mean? It'll dig into these lugs. So what I do is I just kind of sneak it right under there so you can see the bone. And some people have like really big protrusions here. Mine's just kind of normal on both of my wrists, but I keep it just right below that, and that way when I move my wrist, nothing's getting in the way. So matter of taste, I don't think there's a wrong way to do it, but if you're asking me how I like to do it, I just keep it, maybe a ½ inch under, and then everything's kosher. Young Excellency says, time teller not verified, Jory's beard verified since 2017. Yeah, don't worry. By next week, hopefully, I will have the check mark. Because I keep forgetting to... People have told me, like, oh, you need to click that YouTube link. I just haven't done it yet to get that check mark, but I'll go ahead and do that. I like this strap with this watch. Yeah, me too, man. Big fan. Have I ever tried a Purlon? Yes, I did. The thumbnail of this live stream is a Hamilton khaki field watch on a Purlon, and that's my watch with my Purlon. So that's actually a Purlon strap from Wrist Candy Watch Club. Special thanks to Wrist Candy Watch Club for being a sponsor. What Ninja Turtle is it in the background? Please say Raph. It's not. It is Leonardo. I love all of them. I have almost every original Ninja Turtle toy from Playmate from the 80s, 90s collection. I even have Warrior Chrome Dome. I have Hot Spot, and I have the Warriors Leonardo and Warrior Donatello. All very rare. I even have the Chef Boyardee Super Shredder that came with the can of Chef Boyardee back in the early 90s. But that is, it's Mutant Military Leonardo. I forgot his name. Oh, Lieutenant Leo. And so this was it came out around like Desert Storm, probably. But super gung-ho patriotic, and I really love that one. And it reminds me of my mom because my mom helped me, you know, get all the toys when I was little. So that collection kind of reminds me of growing up when I was a youngin. What's my thoughts on a new Tag Octavia? So the Octavia isograph is disgusting. I hate it. It's stupid. It has nothing to do with the original Octavia. The original Octavias, chef's kiss. Amazing. Nelly Lukowski says, what books do you recommend the most? What watch books? Number one, A Man and His Watch. Absolutely, A Man and His Watch. That is the most accessible horology book. It doesn't only speak in reference numbers. You know, I know a bit about reference numbers, right? Like I know some Rolex reference numbers, some Seiko reference numbers, but I'm a human. I'm not a computer. So I'm not someone I don't make content that's like, oh yeah, the 1680, I honestly prefer the 16800 because really when you get into these blah, 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 it's like, that's not how normal people speak, and that's not really the most accessible way to include people in the hobby. So I like books like this. More pictures than words. It kind of shows you the really prolific, famous watches. And then it tells you the people that kind of helped make them really famous. So I really love A Man and His Watch by Matt Horanek. Yeah, that's my favorite watch book so far. Reed Grabowski, Uncle Reed says, hi Jory, what's the topic for today? Whatever you guys want, we're doing a Q&A, baby. Thoughts on the Breitling Aerospace. So I was actually very concerned that the Breitling Aerospace was this huge, gargantuan, like, disgusting watch. It's honestly, I went to the boutique pre-COVID, like March, like pre-lockdown, like right before lockdown. I went to one of the boutiques here in Los Angeles, and I looked at the Aerospace. What is it? The multicolored one. Hold on. Let me tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly the one. The Aerospace. Oh my God. Is it the Exospace. Thank you, the Exospace. I took a look at the Exospaces because the Aerospaces are kind of boring to me, and I wanted to take a look at the Exospaces, and I was concerned that they were going to be like enormous, but honestly, they're pretty reasonable, and apparently they sell more than you'd think. So, yeah. This is Taco says, what camera does Connie use for her photography, and what camera do I use? Connie uses predominantly a Leica. Oh my gosh. I forgot which Leica, but she uses a very expensive Leica. And then I use a few actually, but they're both Nikon DSLRs. I don't know as much about photography as Connie does, but predominantly for the pictures that you see most of the time on my Instagram, it's a Nikon D5500, and I have a multitude of lenses, but oftentimes I'm using a macro lens. May contain bleach with the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, guys. It says, hi Jory, will you be getting the Seiko Street Fighter Special Edition watches? I thought about it, but I really don't like the watches themselves. Like, I hate the fact that it is a dive style watch, but you bet I would totally get the Chun-Li and the Zangief, because those are my two favorite characters. Chun-Li, I'm gonna admit it, guys, when I was little, I had a crush on Chun-Li, okay? I didn't understand that she wasn't real, okay? Don't blame me. I had a huge crush on Chun-Li when I was a little kid in the 90s. Yeah, she was a video game character. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever. I'm a weeb. Carlos says, we all did, dude. Don't worry. Six Killer says, who didn't have a crush on her? Thanks for recommending Man Cave leather straps. Their straps are amazing. Ofek, well, you made a good purchase because honestly, look at this. Beautiful. Orient Defender. Amazing watch. Chun-Li could crush me. Have you seen her legs, dude? With that, like, machine gun kick? Let me see. Are Purlons comfortable? They look stiff. They are stiff. They are absolutely stiff. They're stiffer than most NATO straps, but it's a different look. You know, they're often thinner than most NATO straps. They're often a bit more refined looking than most NATO straps. So if you want something a bit like dressier, but still have some of the functionality of a NATO or a Zulu, then Purlon is kind of a great option, in my opinion. JH says, greetings from the Midwest. Thank you, bro. Good question, Matt B. What is Jory going to be for Halloween? Perhaps Goku? No, I'm going to be Nappa. I could be Nappa, couldn't I? Right, guys? When Nappa shows up and, like, with Vegeta, dude, I could be Nappa. Matt B says, yeah! Taco says it suits you. Dude, Nappa's an underrated character. I know he gets killed, like, because he's kind of a loser, but I could totally be Nappa now that I shaved my head. Yeah, I gotta shave my beard for that, but he has a mustache. Majin Buu. I'm probably as dumb as him, so yeah. Boo. The Ginyu Force. Jory, Young Excellency says, Jory's got a thing for Chun-Li and Sailor Moon. I had a crush on Inspector Gadget's daughter in the original cartoon, lol. Well, Connie and I's first Halloween together, she dressed up as Sailor Mars, and I was like, dang! What kind of coffee? This is Sumatra. It's just black. Sumatra blend. It's like bitter in a good way. There's no fruity or acidic tastes. I really don't like that. But this is my favorite. Watch this guy. Certified T3 Bot says, here, your Chun-Li crush fun. Thank you so much. Carlos, are you a coffee geek? No. Mike, I also have that coffee as well. I have a lot of it. AK blend and Blackbeard's Revenge. Blackbeard, if you're looking at Black Rifle coffee, Blackbeard's Revenge is my favorite. Am I a coffee geek? Not really. I know what I don't like, and that kind of helps me figure out what I do like. Like, I drink black coffee exclusively. Unless I'm having, like, Vietnamese coffee, I drink black coffee exclusively. And then if it's a really fancy coffee, it's probably not for me. But I don't know enough, okay? I just like diner coffee. If I go to a diner and they give me a cup of joe, I'll be like, hey, this is a good cup of joe. I'm a simple man. Reading comments. Are Tissot watches good? I'd like to read your name, but it's Cyrillic and I can't read it. But Tissot, yeah, for the most part, I prefer their vintage watches. I don't like a lot of the styling on their like current watches, but they're good. I would recommend the Tissot the Lachla or the Tissot Heritage 1940 something chronograph. That also looks really nice. Update on the Yema Speedgraph review. It's coming, but there's a lot of other reviews that I have to, if you could see right here, there's like a pile of boxes. So, just wait. We're doing Microbrand Mondays every week. Have no fear. I may or may not have reviewed a Zeppelin this week. You're just wait. Hamilton is Swatch. Yes, Hamilton is Swatch Group. Absolutely. What's the watch you wear most off camera? Taco, that's a great question. I think people would be surprised to know how often I wear G-Shocks. I wear G-Shocks a whole lot. I think people like to call me a snob because of how vocal I am, and I think when I have a negative opinion about a watch, the people that like those watches want to have a negative opinion about me, so they call me a snob. That's perfectly fine. I'm kind of used to it at this point. And okay, I have a few Rolexes, I have a Reverso, I have a Vacheron, Breitlings, Omegas, yada yada yada. I love those watches, but I think people would be surprised how often I really enjoy wearing G-Shocks. They have buttons, they light up, they make beeps and boops, and they're tough. I don't have to worry about them. I can bang them around if I'm working on a car, if I'm running, if I'm going to the gym, if I'm doing push-ups, if I'm doing dishes, if I'm cooking. Like, these are instances in which I probably would not wear a Vacheron or a Verso. So it's just fun to wear a G-Shock. So off camera, I think a lot of people would be surprised to know that I wear G-Shocks all the time, and I absolutely love them. And guess what? Most of my G-Shocks cost around $100 or less. Rado Captain Cook, green or blue? I don't know much about these watches, unfortunately, Rado. They don't have a big market in the US, I'm going to be honest with you. Reed says, give a shout out to Sarkis at TikTok Watch Repair, does phenomenal work. That is absolutely right. Uncle Reed sent his watch to TikTokWatchRepairs.com. They are the only watch service that I use when servicing or repairing my personal watches and the watches for the Time Teller shop. Sarkis over at TikTokWatchRepairs.com. He will take care of you. You tell him that the Time Teller shop sent you. A ton of my subscribers and followers have sent their watches to TikTok Watch Repair. Adam H, my moderator, has sent his watch to TikTok Watch Repairs. They do great work, and you're supporting a local business. So, yeah, tell him I sent you. He has, right now, TikTokWatchRepairs.com is working on my Hamilton 9721 RAF limited edition, and I'm so excited to tell you. Should I tell you? Should I tell you? He's servicing it, he's repairing it, and he sourced a sapphire crystal for it. So he's like, this is going to be my new daily watch. The first ever automatic watch that I have ever owned. It was given to me when I was 8 years old. Now is getting an overhaul. It's getting totally up and running, spick and span, and he got a sapphire crystal for it, so it's going to be even tougher than before. So I'm so excited, and that's why that is the ultimate field watch, in my opinion, because of course, sentimental value. And I'm very, very, very excited. You can either talk to Sarkis or Mike at TikTok Watch Repairs. They will take care of you. But just make sure to tell them that the Time Teller shop sent you. You gotta do that. It's like really important. Ceramic watches, would you recommend to check out? Stay tuned for the episode I upload after this. Okay? Just stay tuned for the episode I upload after this. Tony says, I was just gonna ask you about your LL Bean. Well, have no fear. Because it's gonna be back and better than ever soon, actually. Johan Sigfridsson from Sweden. Hello. Högerhand and vänsterhand. Right hand, left hand. That's the only thing I know how to say in Swedish. What's the word on Bulova? Bulova Lunar Pilot is still like their best kept secret. I'm not kidding. It's a little bit too large, but it's still one of their best watches, and you can get it for under $400. Come on, do it. And it has such a rich history. It's a true space watch, guys. It is so sick. AJW says, love your channel, by the way, from London. Well, why, thank you. A lot of UK viewers. Carlos says, do I know Portuguese? I don't know any Portuguese. I wish I did. The only random Portuguese I know is from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't know much. Do I think the deep sea James Cameron Rolex will be discontinued? At some point, yeah. at some point. Johnny Depp, not Johnny Depp, but Johnny Depp. You know, I've been thinking about Johnny Depp lately because of over at the channel members side. If you want to join the channel, again, you can join in. We've been doing a spooky movie power ranking, and people have been talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. And I was just thinking, Johnny Depp was in that movie, a very young Johnny Depp. Johnny Deep says, love your content. Jory was recently giving, as you know. Love the watch, but I'm skeptical about their history. Any thoughts? You know, about a year ago, they wrote to me and they asked if I wanted to review one of their watches, and I said yes. And then they kind of just disappeared. Very bizarre. Not they seemed like really nice people, but they were like, hey, we'd love for you to review one of our watches. And I was like, okay, can I compare it to my Rolex? And then they just kind of dipped out. Isn't that bizarre? So, yeah. So they wrote to me a few emails. They were like, we would really like you to review our watch. And for those of you who don't know, it's a Submariner homage. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. Could I do it? I'd like to do a side-by-side of my, of that watch next to my Submariner. And then they just kind of, I suppose they may have not been interested in that. Which kind of says a little bit about them. If they don't feel comfortable having the watch compared to Rolex. Have I heard of JBW, Jory? In what context? I don't know. Seamaster, Submariner, I've owned both. I currently own a Submariner. I would pick Submariner if I'm totally honest. Good question though. And guys, just because I picked the Submariner doesn't mean I'm saying the Seamaster is a bad watch. Let's be clear about that. I want a field watch T3 Alpine versus Hamilton Khaki. Alpine, are you talking about Alpina or the Alpinist? He says yes. Which one? Okay, which Alpina field watch now? What is your ultimate perfect dive watch? Either a Seiko Tuna if I'm actually going to go diving, or a vintage Submariner. What music do I listen to? I listen to everything from gangster rap to country music, man. So I'm not one of those people that's like, I love everything, but not country, and not this, and not that, and not that. No, like, I listen to jazz. I listen to big band music, like Benny Goodman. I listen to metal. I listen to gangster rap, Wu-Tang. I listen to, country music. I listen to EDM and like dubstep. I listen to K-pop. I suppose the only thing I don't listen to much right now is like true classical music, but yeah. K-pop, quit lying, Jory. No, I love Twice, Sistar. Yeah. I don't listen to the boy bands much. Like BTS, I don't listen to. But all the girls, heck yeah, I listen to them. Fan of Damasco? Man. The short answer is yes. I've never owned one. But one of my very close friends that I actually went to high school with owns one. And his is super solid. Incredibly solid. I would love one of their chronographs. I forgot the reference number, but I made an episode talking about how I would like to own one. James B says, okay, so I've been buying Casio cheap watches lately, and they're honestly underrated. I love Casio. I'm a big fan of Casio. And they sponsored me for that G-Shock episode that I did with the GBDH 1001, so I really do appreciate their help. Could a vintage Submariner even get wet? Getting a vintage watch wet sounds risky to me. Well, it depends, right? if it's been serviced and if it's in good health, then it can get wet. If it's not in good health and it hasn't been serviced, then you can't get it wet. I've gotten mine wet very recently. So here's what I'm going to tell you, Jay Anderson. Stop making generalizations of watches, because you have to literally judge watches on a watch-to-watch basis. For instance, I think the Rolex 16800 is one of the better Submariners to purchase. That doesn't mean you should just go out and buy the first Rolex 16800 you see because the time teller said that it was a good purchase. You have to judge each on a watch-to-watch basis. Bryson Haggard owns a 1978 1680, which is actually almost a decade older than mine. Mine's from 1985. So, and his is perfectly fine in water, and mine's perfectly fine in water. But there's probably some from like 2006 that are in really poor health that you shouldn't even get rained on. So you have to judge watches on a watch-to-watch basis. Have I ever held an Casio Oceanus? Yes, I have. We're at 200 viewers. Does that mean another wristwatch check? Yes, it does. What are you guys wearing? Every time we hit 100 viewers, we do a wristwatch check. I am wearing an Orient Defender. Version 1 on a Man Cave leather bun strap. Special thanks to Man Cave Leather for making me this strap. Special request. Gorgeous. Two tones of... Let me get it centered up for you to make sure that it looks as beautiful as possible. Make sure there's no smudges on that crystal. Two different colors of leather. So soft, so supple, but incredibly tough. Look at that. I almost like the strap more than the watch. I absolutely love this. Something about this combination, man. Can I vent to you guys really quick about something that I was just thinking about? I want... Okay, so I want the Stoa Flieger Classic Bronze. The Stoa Flieger Classic... Oh my god, it's such a tongue twister. Stoa Flieger Classic Bronze. Flieger Classic Bronze. It's a beautiful watch. I want it so badly. And it's like around, I think, $1,100. If anybody's listening out there, send it to my P.O. box. The watch is gorgeous, but what bugs me is that it's a watch that I would love to wear as a daily watch on a bun strap, but it doesn't have a threaded crown and it doesn't have a great water resistance rating, so I feel like it's not a watch I want to wear every day. Does that make sense? But then it's like, why would I even care? Because you have watches that do have a good water resistance rating. You know what I mean? So like if it is raining outside, you're just going to wear one of the watches that does have a good water resistance rating, so why do you even care? I don't know. I want that watch really badly though. It looks really cool. Let me see if I can get a link for you guys to show you what I'm talking about. I would currently get the Jay Anderson wants to know what the case back is. It's just a solid case back, no display. Stoa. Let me send you guys a link. To what I'm talking about, because this watch is so sick. So for those of you wondering, I would go with the automatic version, but if you click that link, that's the watch I'm talking about. Something about it is just very, very appealing to me. No logo, blued hands, clean dial, looks old. I feel like if you put that on a bun strap, it would be like so sick. I don't know. I think that is just a really, really, really cool watch. So, yeah. Hey Jory, which Rolex will you choose between the Explorer 1 and the Air King Explorer 1? Hands down, every single time. Have I voiced my impressions or opinions on the new Ford Bronco? Yeah, I have. I think the engine, it being a twin turbo 6-cylinder, is dope. I think that's really cool. So I think it's going to be, making good power. I think that the interior looks really interesting. The fact that they're giving it a manual gearbox is incredible. I think they're definitely coming after Jeep. Here's what I will say though. Jeep just released a diesel. So that's going to compete because diesel, super torquey, very capable. If Jeep puts a V8 in their Wrangler, goodbye Bronco. I'm always going to choose Mopar. I'm sorry. Always going to choose Mopar. Oh, Restore World asks a question I get asked about 9 times every day. If I could have one watch, what would it be? Either the Alpinist or my Rolex Date 1500. I don't know why. I do know why. Those are both very versatile, very capable, very tough, elegant watches that you can wear in a multitude of situations. So one of those two. Adam H., certified T3 and moderator, asks what I think about the new electric Hummer. Ugly. Incredibly ugly, but that's kind of par for the course when we're talking about Hummer. Jesse says the Rolex Date 1500 is just perfect. Absolutely. Where's Link? He's asleep in the other room, and I don't want to wake him up because then he's going to be yelling at me the whole live stream. I think he may have heard me. Uh-oh. He might come in here. If you could only buy another watch, forget the price tag. This is another very common question I get asked. Creator AE2, Rolex 6062, probably Rolex 6062. LT with the super chat says, Jory, please bring back the critical professor character back to the live streams. Hyperclinical. Boom, baby. I'll do a video with that. Yeah, Rolex 6062, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy that and then do a hyperclinical review. Sorry guys, that's most watch people out there. They're just hyperclinical. They don't know how to have fun. That's why when I have some fun here, people get super mad. Oh, this big ugly dude with the ugly beard has an opinion about something. He's a snob. Okay. Why? Because I don't think the way you think. That's a good thing. Yeah, Rolex 6062 is so sick. People are going, wow, Rolex 6062. Mr. Wonderful says Grand Seiko is the hottest, best value brand out there right now. Yeah, I mean, he's probably right. They punch way above their price range, but their prices are going to go up. So, yeah, don't worry about that. Sarbo 17 or SKX 007, well, I mean, two very, very different watches, but Sarbo 17, probably. Yeah. Because the Alpinist is perfect. I'm sorry. Jose, you said you are not a watch snob, but I thought you were saying you're a watch snob, and I was like, what? I appreciate that. What about the Rolex 1016? The Rolex 1016 is amazing, but that's not really like a grail. Like, I'm not trying to act like a I'm not Bill Gates over here, but the truth is that the Rolex 1016 is not really a grail. Like, it's somewhat attainable for me. But the Rolex 6062, that's kind of like unattainable, at least for me right now. So that's absolutely on the grail list. So, yeah. May Contain Bleach says, hi again, Jory. Hello. Have you seen the Mark II Crucible Helion? Really simple, good-looking field watch. Let me check it out. I've never even heard of it, dude. But I obviously know Mark II, but I don't know about the Crucible. Let me see. Let us see. Ooh, big crown. You know what this reminds me of? The Serica. This reminds me of the Serica I reviewed. Screw down crown. Here's why I'm going to choose the Serica over this. This is $649 for a NE15 Seiko movement. Whereas for around the same price with Serica, you're getting an STP movement, a Swiss movement. So yeah, I'd probably choose the Serica over this if I'm totally honest, but this is a nice looking field watch. Don't really like the date complication though. But great option. What's my typical EDC? Well, some of the things I have on me, YouTube doesn't like me talking about, so it is what it is. Are there any odd watches you didn't expect to like? Yeah, one of which being the Creator Minute Repeater, Spring Drive Minute Repeater. It's like fully skeletonized. I thought I would hate it, but I saw it and it's just gorgeous. That's number one. Number two, Manuel, have a good one, dude. Thank you for hanging out with me. Another one is the Big Crown Pro Pilot X. The Big Crown Pro Pilot X is, again, fully skeletonized, but it has a 10-day power reserve in-house movement, full titanium build. It's just amazing. Mike Kalusjan, have a good one, dude. I will see you on the Discord chat. And yes, Oris made an in-house movement. Very, very, very cool. Well, in-house and it's automatic, as opposed to the hand-wind 10-day movement that's in the Big Crown Pro Pilot X. Jay Sanders says, hi, Jory. Since your new haircut, your T3 merch is a little outdated. Don't worry. We might have something coming up for you guys. Don't you worry. I still think it's really cool. Hey, Jory, what is the price at which you can see the biggest jump in a watch quality? 200 to 500? It's a really good question, but probably not 200 to 500, if I'm totally honest. Probably 500 to 1,000. You'll see a bigger jump. Steve Papa says, hey, Jory, starting up a YouTube channel. Any advice on how to find editors, mics, cameras? You're thinking too far ahead already. I edited my content for like the first year and a half. I edited my own content. I figured it all out myself. So do that first. Make the content as best as you can by yourself. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't try to find team members already. Don't try to do all that stuff. Try to make the best simple content you can and figure it out, because the more you know about the process, the easier it will be to explain it to someone else kind of what you want. So I got lucky, and one of my viewers' brothers went to film school, and that ended up being my editor. But I mean, go online. You can find there's a bunch of people. There are the huge communities of people that just want to edit, and don't overthink things. Don't overthink the equipment you use. Oh, I need to get the best lighting. I need to get the best camera. I need to get the best blah, blah, blah. Guess what? There's people that have channels with much better production quality than my own that also get like 0 views. So it's not the production quality is not what's important. It's the consistency, the passion, and the honesty that you use when creating the content. So don't overcomplicate things for yourself, and just go at it. And I wish you the best of luck. Opinion on Citizen Eco Drive, very, very cool. Good movement, right? I mean, it can charge with artificial or natural light sources, very cool. What software you used to edit your videos? I used Adobe Premiere Pro, and then I used a little Nikon Coolpix. It was like literally a camera this big. It was like a point and shoot. I think it cost me like $150, if that. You know what? I think it cost me $99 now I think of it. It was a Nikon Coolpix to film my first episodes. The quality was terrible. The audio was atrocious. It was the worst thing in the world, but it's what I had. I didn't have a ton of money. I didn't want to ask my parents to pay for a new camera because I didn't know how well this channel would work. I didn't know what was going to happen, so I didn't want my parents to spend, $1,000 on a camera for me if it was like not going anywhere. So I just used what I had. It was really bad quality, but guess what? People still subscribed, so whatever. Winley, how do you differentiate patina and damage? This is a question that gets asked all the time, and it's very subjective. There's no good answer to that. What is patina to me might be damage to you. What is damage to you might look gorgeous to me. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Here's my answer. It's considered patina if it looks good. See? Very subjective. Bryson, certified teeth robot and moderator with the super chat actually, says, are there any micro brands you think have the legs to become a contender to Omega, Rolex, Grand Seiko, JLC, etc.? Not really. Not really. You picked some really heavy hitters out there. Do I think a micro brand out there will ever be able to compete with JLC and Grand Seiko? Maybe but I don't think so right now. So it's, yeah. Bark and Jack says, good content is good content. The production is secondary. Yeah, I agree. Just don't overcomplicate things. Just don't overcomplicate things. A lot of these dudes still edit their own content because they're better at it. So when they, I don't know if Adrian edits his own stuff. I don't know if Jody edits his own stuff. Both guys that I'm close with and make incredible content. But you guys know I have an editor, and it's because I knew that delegating that task would just help me out a little bit time-wise. But you don't need to do that. All right? You don't... By me having an editor, I don't want you guys to think that you need one. All right? That's not what I'm getting at. Like Adrian just said, yeah, I edit everything painfully. I want to find an editor, but it's hard. It is a process because you need to find someone you trust. You need to find someone that is willing to do the workload that you want to do, and then you have to compensate those people. So it's, it's a bunch of things to juggle. But I lucked out finding mine, and it was a trade-off because it worked well time-wise for me. But when you're starting off, don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. All right? That's what I'll say. And then when you get to the point where you're like Bark and Jack or me, and you're making a lot of content very, very consistently, like Adrian's probably filming all the time. I'm filming all the time. When you get to that workload, then you can think about adding some team members. But when you're starting off, don't overcomplicate it. Just do what you can do. Profanity. Great name. Profanity92 says, I like that some channels interact positively. Kudos to you guys. Adrian rules, man. Of course we're going to interact positively. Thoughts on FP Jaune Elegant for men? FP Jaune is hit or miss for me. I would rather have Laurent Ferrier. That's Laurent Ferrier LF, baby. I think they're better than Longa. I said it. I said it. I said it. You can forget it. I've always wondered if editors for YouTube channels get paid or work pro bono. Mine get paid. Wait, some do it for free? Get Gato on the phone. I'm just kidding. How long is my beard? I don't know, man. Never measured it. Thoughts on Pulsar, Joey? It's owned by Seiko Epson Corporation. It's their pretty much like the most entry level that you can get out of Seiko Epson Corporation. They have some interesting watches, none of which that I personally own right now. Okay, mono-hand watches. People have been asking about this. So you're talking about like regulator watches or jump hour watches. You've seen I've had a jump hour at the Time Teller shop. Very, very cool. I've also done a review on a jump hour. I think they're really cool. Oris Artelier Regulateur. The Oris Artelier Regulator watch. Mono hand. Very, very, very cool. No one flexes on Longa. Laurent Ferrier. Laurent Ferrier. Period. Have I ever owned a Royal Oak? No, I've actually never owned an Audemars Piguet. The only Holy Trinity watch that I own and have ever owned is a Vacheron Constantine 4533C in 18 karat yellow gold. Currently own it on bracelet 1945. It's amazing. Why am I not a fan of Movado? Because they're not Movado. Movado was good up until the mid-'80s when they got purchased by another person and then they got destroyed. Pre-1982 Movado, great. Everything after that point, garbage. Just bought a Yamaha Speedgraph. Eyed it all summer. When you got yours, sealed the deal for me. Great size, cool piece. Brian Russell, wear it in good health. I absolutely love that watch. It's one of my go-to daily watches on my rotation. Do I like the Seiko Shippo Enamel? Yeah, it is sick. Seiko does a good job with their dials, man. Seiko does a very good job with their dials. Unfortunately, the Shippo Enamel is incredibly expensive, but, you know. Are you getting Cyberpunk 2077? Maybe. The fact that it has Keanu Reeves is making me makes me want to say yes. But I don't know much about what the gameplay is. Like, is it going to be like a Deus Ex type of thing? If it's Deus Ex type of gameplay, then I'll probably like it. But I don't know much about what the gameplay is. But Keanu Reeves is in it, so that's pretty cool. Speaking of Seiko, where's the princess? Seiko! 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 When did I enter the world of watches? It's a good question. I've always been interested in watches, but pretty much my 20s. When I got into my 20s and I had some money, I purchased a Seiko SKX for myself, and then it was all downhill from there. I should have never done it because I probably would be a very wealthy man right now if I just stopped blowing all my money on wristwatches. Adam H says, I think it plays like Grand Theft Auto, I think. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. Do I read novels? Yes, I do. I read believe it or not, right now I'm reading a lot of Agatha Christie books. A lot of Hercule Poirot. Some detective stuff. I hear a kitty cat. Linky! Linky! You want to say hi to everybody, Link? He's investigating the office. Favorite food? Lamb stew. My mom makes lamb stew, and it's my favorite food in the whole wide world. That's my last meal. If I could pick a last meal, it would be lamb stew. And a side of Linky. Hey, buddy. Did you just wake up? Oh, he's purring. The links in the blankets. He just wants belly rubs. He'll just chill here forever, dude. Look at this. Beep boop, beep boop. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Beep boop, beep boop. All right, good boy. My black shirt is now a white shirt. All right, let's get back to the live stream. Apparently we have super chats. Darko says, what do you think about Tudor Black Bay chronograph? Regards. Well, I'm sure it's a solid watch with some good specs. The issue is that those stupid snowflake hands cover up the subdials for like an hour a day. So it's kind of a very not super functional chronograph. Lisa with the super chat. By the way, thank you guys for the super chats. Says, hi Jory, what smaller dial under 36mm watch with a moon phase complication do you recommend? Rolex 6062. Oh, you said under 600,000? Rolex 6062. Under 600? That's a tall order. I don't know. That's a very tall order. I have no idea. Do you listen to many DJ streams? No. I do not. I absolutely don't. It's a Link shirt now. Yeah. Cars and Watches Certified Teeth Robot says, I want pizza, but then Chinese food is the same distance, and I want that, but can only afford one. Well, I don't think it's a money thing. I think it's your body can probably only afford one as well. I wouldn't eat pizza and Chinese food together in the same day. It's a tall order as well. You know what? Chinese food. Go for it. Gotta love Chinese food. Pizza gang. Don't test me, Jory. Oh, I could probably do it as well. I'm just trying to give you, I'm looking out for you. I could absolutely take that down as well. I just don't think it's necessarily the most prudent idea for us to do so. What are your thoughts on the G-Shock Titanium? Really cool. Really cool watch. Longines Hydro Quest. A little bit overpriced for what you get. What are you doing, buddy? Vario's new launch, yay or nay? I did a review. I did a review on the Vario 1918 trench watch. What watch do I have on? Orient Defender. Man Cave leather strap. Special thanks to Man Cave leather. Also, a wristful of link hair. Have I read Dune? No, I have not read Dune. My cat rules. Thoughts on Hound watches? Have not been able to get one in the office. Apparently very difficult to get one for review. GLC Master Control Chronograph, IWC Portuguese. If we're talking about yellow gold, or if we're talking about gold, IWC Portuguese Chronograph all day long. GLC Master Control Chronograph is dope, though. It's honestly really cool. Tom Anderson says, hey, Jory, checking in for the first time. Just want to let you know I love the content. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for joining in, man. We do this every Saturday around 11 a.m. Pacific. And if you have a watch on, you should know what time it is. So I hope to see you here weekly, man. I look forward to it every week. Hey, are there any chances of meeting you in any watch trade shows, exhibits? If yes, which ones? Well, I don't know of any watch shows that are going to be happening in the near future because of what is going on in the world right now. But someone took a picture with me yesterday. So I'm around. So if you see me and you want to say hello, say hello. It's not a big deal. But someone literally took a picture with me yesterday. So yeah. Which Laurent Ferrier would you buy? All of them. I absolutely love their watches, dude. Yusuf says, hey pal, thanks for the great content. Thank you. Says, how bad is an Explorer 2 1655 with dials and hands replace the AD if it's at the right price? If it's replaced by the, well, if it's replaced by the AD and it's all kosher Rolex, then it's not bad. But it also depends on how well they did it and what the price is, right? I mean, if they're all service parts and it looks good and it's all through Rolex, then I have no issues with it, as long as the price reflects that it's service parts. So, yeah. Thoughts on the new Baby Alpinist? Not an Alpinist, in my opinion. Thoughts on the Rolex Yachtmaster 2 white gold Oysterflex? Whole lot of watch. Whole lot of watch. Very Guy Fieri. Out of bounds. Yeah, very Guy Fieri. But guys, my phone is about to die. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. 78 minutes today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You know, you could have been anywhere this Saturday, but you chose to hang out with me. And I really do appreciate that. I do not take that lightly. I look forward to these live streams every week. And I will see you again, guys, for all the new ones every single Saturday, unless something like extenuating circumstances like this month. It was kind of wonky. But every Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific, I will see you. Bark and Jack says, good chat, man. Everyone check out Bark and Jack as well. Adrian, good people over there. Over in Scotland, although he doesn't have that kind of accent. Guys, what do I always tell you? Get out of your comfort zone. If it means starting a YouTube channel or just trying something you haven't tried before, please get out of your comfort zone. It'll pay off. I mean, talking to Connie the first time, I was nervous as heck, man. It paid off. Starting a YouTube channel where random people watch you and judge you, and sometimes they say really mean things without even knowing you, that was uncomfortable at first, but it paid off. So please, do something out of your comfort zone every single day. Also, tell someone you love them. You shouldn't have to go a moment without telling someone you love them. So I'll start it off. I love each and every one of you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and supporting my channel and checking out all the content I do. Again, 79 minutes, guys, on a Saturday. Seriously, I really do appreciate it. Restock at the Time Teller shop next week. Stay tuned for that. I will see everyone on the Monday episode. Special thanks to my moderators. Special thanks to my certified T3 bots. Give them a round of applause as well. And special thanks to you for checking it out. All right, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. I'll see you guys on Monday. Dab.